Sporting Journal Radio, presented by Onyx.
All right, so there you go. That's just a portion of that video. You can see the whole video on the Sporting Journal Radio Facebook page or YouTube channel, so go check it out. Our next guest you saw in that video, Joe Henry from Lake of the Woods Tourism. Joe, we had a great time up in Michigan. And I don't know if you can, we couldn't show all the shenanigans in that video, of course, but it was mostly business. We got a lot of work done while we were there, but that's a trip where you have a lot of fun while you're up there too.
Well, the reason you couldn't show everything because this is a PG show.
Right.
Well, all kidding aside, I'll tell you what though, all kidding aside, we were just talking about it out there. It's that Aglow conference is such a good conference for so many reasons, but it's tiring. It's a long way, with long ways to Michigan certainly, but then you're up late networking, as they call it, and you're up early and you're in meetings and stuff all day, and you don't want to miss the meetings and the seminars because there's some really good topics, and it ends up being a long week. But boy, talk about a good week, eh?
It was a lot of fun. And Dan, we're making plans for next year because it was kind of a last minute decision for us to come out there. So we ended up having to take this show and a lot of our work on the road with us. And we missed some of those seminars to do some recording for the radio show or this show, whatever. We need to figure out what we're calling this show, just the show. Cause it's not just radio anymore. It's, it started as a radio show. So we had to do a lot of that. So we missed a lot of those things. So next year, I think we're going to have to I like doing the show there though. So I don't know what we're going to do yet, Joe, but we're going to have to get a lot of work done before we get there so we can take part in a lot of those seminars.
Well, just make sure you get there. I thought it was kind of cool too, because look at some of the guests who not only you had on the show there, but look at some of the guests whom you made contact with that you'll have on a future time. Yeah. I just thought the very interesting people, these conferences, and what are some great connections, I guess. Just really good.
Well, and you're right, and you told me about that. It's a good chance to network with a lot of people, and some of those networking efforts are already paying dividends. I was very jealous. Like I got to go with some of the girls. They wanted to do a little bit of fly fishing on the nearby river there near Grayling, which I think is hilarious because I'm pretty sure that's where Camp Grayling is, right? The military base. And I work with Camp Grayling in Saskatchewan, and they have campgrayling.com. And so I had to register Fish Camp Grayling for the guys in Saskatchewan because I had to do battle. So I thought about knocking on the door of the military base and being like, "Hey, give me that domain name," and just see how long I last. Anyway, we got to do. They got to do some fishing. I mainly just filmed and took pictures of them, but there were some pretty good fishing opportunities there and some grouse hunting opportunities that I missed out on. And Joe, it may be fall, but I'm not ready to give up on fishing yet for the season.
Well, I'll tell you, up on Lake of the Woods, man, the fishing right now is just so good. And, people are whacking them on the lake and they're also getting them in the river now. Those shiners are running pretty thick and, it's always intermittent. It's not every night, but boy, there's enough shiners in the river now. And I've spoken to enough anglers who've had some really, really good, walleye fishing on that rainy river. Yeah, I think too is the sturgeon are starting to bite a little bit. So I shouldn't say a little bit. They're starting to eat. They're kind of putting the fall feed bag on also. So it's been pretty darn good.
So, Joe, I might have a trip in the works here. We're still working out the details, but I might be going up there here in October to chase smallmouth on the Rainy River. And you don't hear about Smallies that much up there on the Rainy.
Well, I tell you, I tried talking about them a lot, but they get so just shadowed by the walleye fishing and then sturgeon and then muskies. Smallmouth are low in the. But I'll tell you something. You talk to the locals up there or talk to people that fish Lake of the Woods or the Rainy River a lot. And they'll tell you about the footballs that live in that water, and they don't get the love. They don't get the attention. We did what was called a scatter challenge.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was about 10 years ago or so, maybe 9 years ago. And I'll tell you what, we worked shorelines with those scatter apps. And all we could use was a Rapala scatter app. And I'll tell you what, man, that gold Albernis color in that stained water of Lake of the Woods and the Rainy River, we were up in the islands area. We got, myself and Mark Fisher of Rapala at the time, we were bummed out because our time ran out for the day when we had to quit, and we only had 94 fish. 94 fish. Most of them were Smallies, some walleyes, some pike. And we had a couple musky follows. And then we ended up fishing a different day together on the Rainy River. And we found those smallmouth again, and we didn't get those kind of numbers. But I'll tell you what, we found some really nice fish. And it was really cool because we were just working a shoreline. I'd never fished before. And there were some boulders along shore. And those fish were in about 3-4 feet of water. behind each boulder. There's just scattered boulders along this, like almost like this farmyard. And we were just pitching our cranks behind those boulders. Naturally, they're using them for a current break. But I mean, there's a lot of big smallmouth in that Rainy River. So I'm excited for you to go up there. I just think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I haven't done it before. I'm looking forward to trying it, especially in the fall, and maybe accidentally catch one of those big giant walleyes while we're at it too. I get more excited about the walleyes, but it's kind of a business / work / fun trip. So I'm going to try to catch some smallmouth, get some pictures of some smallmouth, and then hopefully accidentally catch a big walleye.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're fishing those smallies, you're fishing bridge embankments, you're fishing rock, you're fishing current breaks, you're fishing weed lines. Whatever you're pitching, everything lives there, especially because of stained water. Those walleyes and such will live in that shallower water too. So, I'm excited to see what you pull in.
Well, Joe, if people want to go up there and learn a little bit more about the Rainy River or the lake or the Northwest Angle, what should they do for more info?
You know what? Check out the Lake of the Woods Tourism's Facebook or Instagram page. Otherwise, check out our website, and that is lakeofthewoodsmn.com.
Northern Minnesota's Walleye Factory is a year-round world-class fishing destination. The perfect getaway this summer is just a short drive to Lake of the Woods. Fish Big Traverse Bay, the Rainy River, or visit the unique Northwest Angle. To catch big fish, you have to go where the big fish are. Plan your trip to Lake of the Woods at lakeofthewoodsmn.com. That's lakeofthewoodsmn.com.